Paramount Chief Financial Officer and Fire Marshal, Jimmy Patronis.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Governor. Thank you for your leadership through all this. You don't get a break. Hurricanes, pandemics, you name it. This governor's been boots on the ground. He's been leading since day one. Mayor, your staff, amazing. The folks of Miami-Dade County, the resilience that they've provided. This is an international issue, as we've seen support come from the federal, international community. I'm the state's chief financial officer. I'm also the state fire marshal. I'm also a citizen of the state of Florida. Proud to be here with the urban search and rescue men and women of task forces that are assigned here. This is the largest ever deployment of task force resources in the history of the state of Florida that's not a hurricane. The same number of men and women that are on the ground right now is the same as that was deployed to Hurricane Michael, which is a 12-county storm event. They're working around the clock. They're working 12 hours at a time, midnight to noon, noon to midnight. They come from Tallahassee, they come from Orlando, they come from Tampa, they come from Israel, they come from Mexico, they come from Jacksonville, they come from Fort Myers. They come and they leave their families to come and work around the clock. The reward is the life they save. They're making the efforts as we speak right now, and they don't stop. They hardly rest. They come off for about 45 minutes, they check their pulse, they check their O2 levels, and they go back to work because that's what they do. They work to save lives. I've got the honor to be here with them and so proud of the efforts that are taking place here. I can't say enough for the leadership of Kevin Guthrie and Florida Department of Emergency Management, for FEMA. They have provided as they know the magnitude of this event. This came from a camp, and now we've created a city inside of a city, several blocks, and we appreciate all the patience that the communities have had here in the region as we do the most amazing efforts in the history of the state of Florida to save the lives at risk because of this terrible tragedy. Governor, thank you for your leadership. Mayor.
Thank you, Chief. And now from the Florida Division of Emergency Management, Kevin Guthrie.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Kevin Guthrie, Florida Division of Emergency Management Director. Yesterday at about 4:15 yesterday afternoon, Mayor Cava and Chief Kaminsky asked for the assistance of a federal incident support team specifically related to urban search and rescue. FEMA was in the room at the exact same time. The informal communication of that request happened in minutes, so that request was sent up and mobilized, and we have followed up with the necessary paperwork. So again, I think it's important for everyone to understand that as soon as Mayor Cava, Chief Kaminsky, Director Ramirez need a resource, we're sitting together, we're working together underneath the leadership of the governor, the lieutenant governor, Mayor Cava, and others to make sure that that happens instantly. Again, as Congresswoman said, there is no daylight in between either one of us. So I think that's important for everyone to know. I will say that we also are mobilizing today a Florida DHS&V bus to help people get ID cards for those that have been displaced. They need ID cards, driver's licenses, and things of that nature. Those will be that bus will be deployed today. Should be here on site tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. And now the Surfside Mayor Charles Burkett.
I just have a handful of things I want to share with you. First was this morning I was at the site and I observed hundreds of search and rescue people actively using their hands, digging out, and doing what they're here to do. I also observed the heavy equipment that the governor and the federal government have sent down to us in action, lifting off huge slabs and moving them away from the pile. Secondly, I visited with the families again this morning, as did everybody probably standing here, and we heard from the Israeli team that is here, and one of the things I wanted to note was that the Israeli commander told us that the teams that are out there working are working fabulously together. There's a joint effort, there's camaraderie, and everybody has the same goal, and that's to pull people out of there. He also added that the intensity and the numbers will continue to increase, which I was very interested to hear. Thirdly, I want to make everybody aware that there has been some discussion about why this happened, and that is, as the Mayor Cava said and the Governor said, that's an issue for another day, because right now we have two issues. Number one is to pull our family and friends out of that rubble and reunite them. Number two is to support the families. But to the end, with respect to the information, we directed our staff to go ahead and scan every shred of documentation that the town of Surfside has, which includes going to our archive storage sites. We've got boxes, and we're sending those boxes to a printing scanning company, and those documents will be available for your review. I know you've seen some documents already, and again, I haven't had a chance to watch the news because we're sort of in the midst of this disaster, all of us. I don't know that anybody else has a chance to watch the news either, but I learn of stuff from you guys, and I'm able to follow up on it. But most recent are a couple disturbing comments that I saw regarding board minutes at the Champlain South Towers with respect to some of our officials in town. But be that as it may, we will get to the bottom of it. Last comment I want to make is late last night I had toured, and this is on the personal side, I had toured the site as I normally do. Usually I'm there 3 times a day, in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening. And I came across a little girl. She's about 11 or 12 years old. And I had seen this little girl before, and I know because she was with her mom, and we had talked. And she may have been with her dad, I'm not quite sure, but one of her parents was in that building at the time of the collapse, and the other parent lives a couple buildings away. And she told me she goes back and forth. When I came across her, she was sitting in a chair by herself with nobody around her, looking at her phone. And I knelt down and I asked her, I said, "So what are you doing? Are you okay?" And she said, "Yes." And she said something. And what she was telling me, it was a Jewish prayer. But she was reading a Jewish prayer to herself, sitting at the site by where one of her parents presumably is. And that really brought it home to me. And she wasn't crying, she was just lost. She didn't know what to do, what to say, who to talk to. And I was looking for her this morning at that family meeting, and I didn't see her, but I am going to find her, and I'm going to tell her that we're all here for her, and we're going to do the best we can to bring out that parent. So anyway, it's horrific. This is disturbing, but that is just a tiny, tiny example of the impact that this collapse has had on our community.